Another beautiful day here in Japan, in Osaka. I was just thinking, sometimes a lot of times, people ask me, they say, "Money, you're not afraid? Like when you traveling all these places, not afraid that something's gonna happen, gonna get kidnapped, lost, this and that." And it's not that I'm not afraid necessarily, because there's so many things that I could worry about, and that could definitely be concerning, with kidnapping and getting killed, or, something happening to me. I'm concerned about that. I don't want anything to happen to me. I love my life. And it's not that I'm not afraid, but it's that I'm brave enough to know that I'm afraid, but I'm still gonna do that shit anyway. Because everywhere, everybody's gonna always tell you something that you should be afraid of, or watch out for, or be concerned about. Before I went to Mexico, my family was like, "Hey, you gotta watch for the cartel, and don't get kidnapped, and don't get drugged." And I get to Mexico, people are super friendly, super nice. I experienced a totally different reality from what people were telling me about. And then when I was in Mexico and I was telling people, "Oh, I want to go to South America," then they were like, "Oh, you gotta watch out! Don't get kidnapped, and don't get drugged when you go to Colombia and all these other places, and Brazil and Chile." And then I get there, and totally different story. I almost did get kidnapped in in Colombia, but I got myself through that. I navigated my way out. But I say all this to say, yes, it's not that I'm not afraid. Because I do have things that I am concerned about, especially as I solo travel throughout the world. This is all me. I don't have anybody else that's with me traveling. And it's not necessarily that I'm not afraid, but it's that I don't let the fear control me. I don't let that stop me from going, exploring, and experiencing my own story, my own version of the reality in all these different places. Even before I got here in Japan, people were telling me kind of watch out, because the Yakuza, even though they're not really a problem, but still I was like told to like watch the surroundings, of course, and I always do that. And then they were also telling me, before I got here in Japan, they was telling me that Mount Fuji's probably gonna erupt soon. And that kind of did scare me, because I just did experience my first earthquake in Chiang Mai, and that shit was crazy. And I don't really want to experience earthquakes anymore. They're so unpredictable. But you know what I did? I decided to still go anyway. So I think it's just, oh damn, that's a nice car. I think that I'm going the wrong way. It's not about not being afraid, because I think everywhere, like I said, there's something to be afraid or scared about. But it's recognizing that, moving with caution, but not letting that guide and dictate your whole life to where you're not having fun or enjoying it because you're too afraid to go, because you're too afraid to explore, because you're too afraid to find out your own story, your own version of what the reality is. Because the reality of what other people are saying is not really necessarily true, and it's just a lot of he say, she say type things, because people just hear things. People don't really know. So that's what I do. I just find my own story, and I go with it, and I just, I walk by faith, not by sight, or not even what people say all the time. So I think that's the thing. Just wanted to share that.